what it is, man.
Hello, Vince Taylor. Hold on. Let me kill this music. Hold on a second. Okay. He's not going to have a video of us for some reason. I don't think he can see us, which is weird.
Well, it's because of the new Zoom.
Yeah, we were complaining about that. Now, I'm glad you finally got a taste of it. This is what I do daily. I do this weekly.
Quit changing it.
Thank you. I need a good Tom rant about this.
You're changing it just to change it to justify your job.
Correct.
You're sitting, if it works, do something else.
Okay, he'll back me up. He's in there. SJ, every week, I'll reach out to you and be like, hey, they changed this thing on the thing. Remember when we came back from my my surgery and the spring break? I remember I couldn't get on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's why, because they update everything and changed it.
Quit changing it.
Thank you. Stop changing it.
Does it make it better? All it does, all your customers have to relearn where all the tabs are and how everything works, and then you're like, okay, what did that do?
Vince is still connecting. See, oh man, I don't know. Should I kill it and have him reconnect? Can you text him?
Yeah.
See, it says the real Vince Taylor is connecting to audio and cannot hear you yet. Of course, they fucked it up. They changed it and fucked it all up. Video is delayed and choppy as hell. On our end? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see it. It is choppy and delayed as all hell. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Maybe it'll even out here in a small second.
So just say, we see you. We're going to reconnect.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill him and he's gonna have to reconnect. We're gonna get new. We're getting new internet here very soon because Andrea and I are getting new internet. We're getting, what is it, Hotwire? We're getting the fiber.
All right.
We're getting the fiber.
Is that good?
Yeah, and we're going to get it here too because Andrea put in a request because it'll be cheaper. You'll love it. I got good news for you. We can eliminate our spectrum. It's less money and it's faster internet.
Okay. That's what I want.
Yeah, I know. The only problem that I have with that is we are connected to Spectrum for our phone lines.
Okay,
so I have to keep those.
That's, you know.
I have to keep those. Should be better now. Or what is it? I don't know what it's called. It may not be Hotwire, but it's something. It's like some dumb name. It's like Fiber Fast or something. I don't know. It's just, I know it's fiber optic internet. Look, I don't do any of this anymore. Andrea does all of that. I've fucked up way too many things at our house to be in charge of anything at my house. My mustache is too long now, and now it effectively goes into my mouth at all times.
Yeah.
And I have a choice to make. I can either start edging it out, or I can start pushing it to the sides like the Lorax and like old men do. And I want to keep it going and see how big I can get it.
Now, is there an end game here?
Death.
It would be a good...
I want to die with it.
If you had crazy long...
It stands out.
Beard and hair.
Yeah.
And then you had a cane. And then...
you kind of look
like a crazy old miner.
You look like a super villain. Like an old... I think I would look like a gnome.
If I get on the T,
and you get
and I get big as I'll just do double T, and then
you got to get on full steroids. Don't just get on T.
Yeah, you're right. I'll do it.
And with the help of Dr. Powers, look, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I feel like you could ask him yes or no questions about steroids, and he'd just shake his head yes or no because he's nice.
Yeah. He had nothing to do with steroids.
And that's your choice. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he has nothing. I'm saying if we asked him just questions like if we were at like
what is it?
If we're like Applebee's and I'm like, hey, so if can I take this? He would just be like, yes, no.
Yeah.
All right, here's Vince. I got Vince coming back in.
That would be a funny duo.
Hey, buddy.
Can you hear us, Vince? I am so tired of spam calls.
Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, just all day, every day.
There he is. I can see him. We can't hear. Hold on.
You hear me now?
Hold on. Let me kill that music. Yes, now we can.
Cannot hear me still.
We can.
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
got
you. Yes. Hell yeah.
There it is, right? You hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
We got you.
How you doing, Vince?
Zoom changed everything. You know how it goes. They do an update and then they move all of the settings to all new places.
Of course. And we adapt.
Well, very good to see you, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. How about y'all, man?
Awesome.
Good.
You know, just living in a weird world, ever-changing world.
Did you?
Has that? Go ahead.
Did you get back from your trip or your work trip? Or are you going on your work trip? I can't remember. Oh, did we lose you?
I'm having trouble recalling which work trip that may or may not have been.
Oh, you shouldn't have talked about that.
Yeah, the cruise.
The work
Maybe
trip.
the work trip. You know what I'm saying? Maybe don't. But no, I haven't gone on any major ventures as of yet. Those are coming. But I've been kind of I don't know. This has been I find myself in between things that I really love. You know, as you know, I'm huge into Marvel and Star Wars and all of that, and that's kind of one of the things that led me here, and it's still my passion. But the world of baseball has been so exciting with the bats.
Not for me.
Not
for me.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
No good baseball over here as a Braves fan. We are stinky.
Yo, I picked the Braves to go so far, and then, man, a 08, 07 start, I was like, oh, my God. And
we haven't won a game.
Doped up.
Yeah, last night, Shohei, walk-off. Bye.
Bro, Shohei, and he was 0 for 2.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh, and it was the first pitch.
Yeah,
it was the first pitch.
First pitch, and then the face of baseball says, Atlanta Braves, fuck off. And he sent us home. And you can't not think that's cool. I mean, to me, I'm like, I get goosebumps even talking about it, and that's not even my team, and I hate the Dodgers.
Do you? Okay, well,
it's cool. It's cool that a guy can walk up there. Also, he's a big Asian, and I think that does factor in.
Yeah,
he's a ginormous. He looks like Voltron.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna use all the stereotypes. And he goes up there, and he's like, "Bye bye." It's cool.
He's literally like an anime character. It's like if Goku had a bat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And he goes up, and he just looks like this. And he swings, and he always says the right thing.
Yeah, he's so stoic.
That's records, and he's a pitcher. That's the thing.
Tommy's a pitcher.
He's a freaking pitcher.
And he hasn't pitched for 2.5 years.
Like Mariano Rivera could slug. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. So,
well, back in the day before we lost him, they said, and I saw a video of it on YouTube, that Max Fried, that skinny mother effer that's now with the Yankees, looks like a broomstick. That guy can hit a ball. Have you seen? Google that and watch Max Fried hit, and you're like, well, why wouldn't they let him hit? You know, but that's not how it works on our side of the equation. You know, we don't let our pitchers hit.
Max Fried does look like a monster. Like he looks like one of the Addams family.
Scary looking. It looks like Lurch. Yeah, let me fix one thing, and then we're ready to go.
Looks like he doesn't come out in the daylight.
No.
So yeah, for him to have slugging talent is wild.
He's a sweet California Jewish boy, and he can smack those balls to the moon.
Pause. Yeah, but yeah, it's a phenomenon. I'm loving it, and I'm just kind of hoping that baseball kind of becomes a little more prominent. It's the only sport that I find myself like following constantly. But
interesting.
Like I said, they got the big bats this year too. I don't know if we're doing the show already.
No, we're not. We're getting ready to do it. Tom's writing down a couple of things, and then we're going.
I just I wanted to talk to you guys about the baseball player that his kids announced his last at bat and then hit a home run. I wanted to ask you a question.
I didn't see that.
Okay,
that's fantastic. Okay, would you like to begin and introduce Vince for me, buddy?
Vince, did you hear about that?
No.
Okay.
I'm interested.
All right, yeah, hold on.
Awesome.
I'm at the Improv tonight too, so I'm
that's perfect.
Funny Bone, I guess now. So I guess I'll promote that.
What time?
At 7.
7
mm-hmm.
p.m. Funny Bone.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Cool.
So yeah, there's that. Mortal Kombat has another movie coming out, and I'm like, do we need another Mortal Kombat movie? I love the game, but I feel like we should have a series rather than a movie. There's the Iron Man switch. I don't know if y'all saw that, but Iron Man is now going to be Dr. Doom, which is crazy. I don't know if y'all
definitely want to talk about that. I have strong opinions about that.
Yeah.
That's just like, okay, we're just doing whatever the fuck whatever we want.
No, yeah. That's what I wanted to say too, is the F word. I agree.
And do you know about Thunderbolts?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
yeah. You know you're talking about.
In fact, I contacted Oviedo about us having a show there, or doing whatever,
a movie there,
and I just got to send them an email. I haven't sent it to them yet, but they said just.
All right. Would you like to begin?
Sure.
Let's not waste this man's time. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and I know it confuses people, but yes, podcasts are now video format as well. You can watch us on Twitch /@TomandDanLive. Same on YouTube. Everything @TomandDanLive.
If you are a BDM, we are doing a BDM-only appreciation event, and that's April 19th on Saturday, April 19th, from basically 6 to 10. We've got a DJ. We've got a magician /
I'm going to call it an erotic magician.
It is erotic.
It's an erotic. It's a magical erotic whip show.
Jennifer April Choi. I just had a meeting with her yesterday. She went. She actually was.
Let's just say she's been taking some things away from her act. And I'm not talking about anything other than clothing.
By the way, she asked me, she's like...
Am I allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Okay.
She's like, do you think it'll be okay if I did this? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost...
Yeah.
I was like, it seems creepy for me to say it so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're going to like it.
Yeah, Vince Taylor is on the line. Vince, I want to include you in this real quick while we're plugging things. Back in the day...
I heard y'all talk about BDMs. Is the BBC cool to bring? A big black comedian?
Yeah. You want to come out?
No, we would love to have you there.
Yeah, man. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, trying to get in where I fit in, so to speak.
Back in the day, Tom, because Tom does all of our events, and I'm going to give you a compliment, he does a damn fine job. But one of the things he's always done is when we ever have female talent, he's always been in charge of picking the outfit for the girls that we have.
No,
am I lying or not?
They just asked me because they're professional models.
This dude has picked up more bikinis than my wife has. Like, he is literally... He's...
Am I
lying? Am I lying?
I just say whatever you feel comfortable wearing.
Which is the correct answer.
Wait, how does Mrs. Drunky the Bear feel about that?
Don't talk about it. What are you crazy? Don't even talk about it, man.
All right, yeah, because let me quick story. When I was with Wild 'N Out on tour, one of my jobs was to help pick the Wild 'N Out girls. And I was so excited about that. I was like, what? I get to be included. I get a check. I get to do something. I told the wife, she was like, you get to do what? And you're supposed to do what? Where with
Not
them?
anymore.
Okay, when are we going to pick these girls? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so yeah, sometimes, moving ahead can cause setbacks within the household.
Yeah.
But don't wives. This is just the entertainment business. Yeah. Like I'm not. I'm not.
We're P.T. Barnum. It's a show business, baby.
I mean, bikinis are just clothes. That's all.
Exactly.
It is, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just small clothing.
They wear them at Typhoon Lagoon.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
they certainly do.
Played that Wet and Wild back then. You know what I'm saying?
And Blizzard Beach. They're all around it.
Hey, I'm saying family friendly.
Yeah, surrounded by. You go to Brazil and some beaches are fully topless, and you'll see families enjoying. You'll see a beautiful Brazilian family enjoying a picnic completely topless.
I've witnessed.
Let's jump into some blurred news.
Hold
Let's
on.
jump into nerd news. Let's see what Vince
on.
Taylor's been up to. We made it weird.
No, hold on. Back to our BDM only
I wouldn't
event.
have it any other way.
BDM only event, April 19th. Then after the whip show, we've got Silver Linings Band, live music. It's going to be really good. So I would come. Lots of other stuff. Lots of giveaways. Anyway,
I would say it's going to be unlike any event we've ever seen.
So Vince, I was gonna I've been reaching out to people. I invited Jim Colbert.
Oh, nice.
What's
he gonna do? Stand in the corner and look bored? Great. Oh, great. You invited an old man. Just what everybody needs. Every cool party, you have to invite your grandpa to come and stand in the corner and judge us with his conservative eyeball.
Jim's got good quality.
He was at the last year's one, and everybody likes seeing him.
Judging me the whole time. He's standing back there. He wears these shirts that Cam wears from Modern Family. He wears those gay shirts that Cam from Modern Family wears.
The inside are different color than the outside.
You think you're better than me because your cuffs are pink? Get the hell out of here, pink cuffs.
But he does it so well.
I feel uncomfortable sometimes inviting,
people of color to our event.
No.
I know that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
no, not that.
He feels uncomfortable.
No, not that. Inviting local celebrities and comments.
Because there's an obligation. I agree with you. I don't like asking anybody.
It's kind of like work.
I don't want to ask Vince to do anything other than anything we pay him to do because that's not fair.
Yeah.
He's got a family. He's got double careers. He's working. Sometimes he's he's out to sea. Sometimes he's here. You know what I mean? I'm not doing
well,
that.
it's just in the industry, and I know where it's not like this.
Limited time, right?
Well, it's just when if someone's like, "Hey, will you come out to this event?" And then I agree to, like me personally, Tom Van. They're like, I get a call or text like, "Hey, come out to."
Nobody does this.
Like if Jim Colbert said, "Hey, can you come out to my dog washing party or whatever?"
That sounded like you're making fun of it. Hold on a second. That's the unintentional dickhead. That's it.
No, I'm just saying.
No. You just did the unintentional dickhead where you were doing a fake event of Jim Colbert event, and you were doing a dog washing event. And you go, well, he calls me to do his. Dog walking event or some crap.
I just want Jim to know, if you're gonna make a diss rap about Tommy after this segment, don't include me in it. Just
I won't.
I'm
not hitching you to this at all, Vince.
But,
you're off, man. You're good. You're safe.
He's my friend, so I'm like, okay,
Really?
yeah, I'll go out to the event. But then he starts promoting like, hey, Tom Van's gonna be out there, and I'm like, whoa, are you just trying to get me to draw
Wait a minute. We
people?
do this.
Pressure by promotion.
I'm just crazy.
We do all of this. We'll say hey, Vince Taylor's going to be out there. It'll be your only time to be able to meet him.
Yeah.
Dude,
and then
I'll be
people,
out there
then people will come up to us, Vince, and they'll be like, well, where's Vince Taylor? And we'll be like, I don't know, that guy.
Yeah.
If he didn't come, he's stabbing you in the back.
But then I say, don't worry, we got tabs on us. And then it's like, all right, a couple drinks.
But then the tab's not on us.
You owe me $500 for an appearance fee. Anyway, sorry, Vince. You're invited out to our party.
If this is your way of inviting me out to 419, then consider me delightfully declining the invitation.
Okay, excellent.
All right,
And I got other things to do.
I knew that the weird, long invite would scare you off.
We can negotiate a payment.
Yeah, pay this man. Put some coin in this man's hand.
But then if it is a payment, I'm like, better get up there and do 5 minutes.
Hey, I'll give him 5 minutes of blank stare. I'll get the best blank stare. Hey, y'all, my name is Vince.
The only one that gets paid to stand around is me and Daniel.
Hey,
and he'll be sitting.
Before comedy struck, the clothing optional performances was something I considered as well. So this might be a resurgence of career options.
Yeah, but you can. I cannot. I can't do that.
I'll pay you good money to do a nude stand-up
I'm sure
set.
all the women would love. How tall are you? 6'4"? They love when 6'4" Vince walks out there and he lays the hammer down. Yeah, I know everybody would enjoy that, including you want a whip show? Vince is bringing his own whip. Yeah,
you ever seen a helicopter? Hey, so what are we talking? Good money, talk to me. Describe good money.
I don't know. It depends on if you're going full Django. If you're going full Django, we got a whole wallet.
Can we hoist you upside down full Django?
I swear to God, I got 500 on that because I know that'll pack the video.
Oh nah, I need a mortgage payment if I'm going full money.
And I'm gonna dress like fat Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, it depends on when you got your mortgage. Actually, because if you got it a couple of years ago, no dice.
Not good.
Yeah, but there's a certain sweet spot where we're talking $1,200. Anyway, all right, let's get into it, Vince. First, let's talk baseball because I know you're a huge baseball fan.
Yeah, happy opening day. A little bit late, but we're chugging right along. My Braves terrible. How are your how St. Louis doing?
We doing all right. The kid's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
All right. We started off 3-0, just like the Dodgers did.
Yep.
So that was a good sign. And then the Angels slapped us back into reality. But
and the Angels are terrible, but they have probably my favorite manager.
Ron Wash.
Ron Washington is my personal favorite coach. He came from the Braves to the Angels, and when we lost him, he is legitimately one of those people that I was like, well, that's not going to make the games more fun to watch because he was the guy, when you were watching the Braves, Ron Washington would be like, he's very animated, and he would help the players on the bases, and you could just kind of read, his – I don't know. When we lost him, I was bummed. But I'm glad for his career. But the Angels are stinko. Oh, they're stinko.
Yeah, they were last year. They only won they lost 99 games, just short of 100. But this year looks like they're going to do a little better because Mike Trout is back. And yes, you're right. Wash is a fascinating dude to watch in the dugout. He always chewing something, but never chewing nothing.
Right.
You one of those people who ain't got nothing in their mouth, but they chewing. Like, I bet you if they let you smoke cigarettes in the dugout, Ron Washington to be the dude who had the cigarette hanging out his lip like this. Hey, man, I need you to go ahead and give me a hit and run next time.
Yeah,
like, that's what I see Ron Washington as. But yeah, they let us. They gave us 2 losses, but last night we did have another win. Ivan Herrera hit 3 home runs in one game, which reminded me of when Fernando Tatis's dad, Fernando Tatis Sr., hit 2 grand slams in one inning back in the 90s.
Jesus.
So this is very happy. And I know I'm the nerd guy, so it's weird for me to talk sports, but I don't consider baseball like a sport for me. It's weird. Like it's like I grew up watching baseball, so it's like when I think about football, basketball, I know this Final Four time. Baseball for me is not like a sport. It's kind of like it's a culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm growing up in St. Louis. It was like an obligation. It's like a rite of passage. You know what I'm saying?
There's some cities like
it's
that.
It's weird talking about it when I know I love Marvel and Star Wars, but I mean, look, there's anime out about Shohei Ohtani right now, so the worlds collide. You know, Devin Williams throws an airbender. You know what I'm saying? Carlos Estevez does a Kamehameha at the end of his pitch when he closes out a game. Like Jazz Chisholm's favorite show is One Piece. You know, there's nerds in baseball. Like it's so it works for me.
Well, the generations are blending, right? You got these guys that are coming up in like Latin America and the Caribbean that hang on to every single piece of, you know, the West, or in this case, the East anime. They're pulling these things in and they're influenced by it. So you are seeing it represented in baseball. Another thing that I've said before plenty of times, you worked with him. I work with him now. I know it's not your game, but if I had a job to pick for you, knowing analytics and the way that you like gambling and doing things, baseball manager. You would be an excellent.
Me?
No, Tom. My
I was
Tom,
about to say.
my Tom would be fantastic.
Whoa, well,
we
can start minor league softball. I play softball
baseball
over
manager.
in Winter Park on
You would
Mondays.
overthink everything. You'd overthink all your positions. You'd overthink your batting lineup. You'd always be massaging it. You'd always be making it better. And that's how you do good. Is you're constantly massaging it. You're constantly looking at that guy's he's a little dinged up. Let's rest that guy. Pull him in. You know, let's trade for that guy. Let's find the edge. Oh, this guy's good. You know, he'll fit in with our play style, but he's a sleeper player. You trade for that. Like, I think you'd be excellent baseball manager.
But let me give you some advice before you even speak, Tom.
Right.
Since you are good and evidently like to gamble, the best thing to do as a manager is to gamble on your own sport. That's the first thing that I would do.
He would do that. Yeah.
Gamble on your own team. Specifically, worked out well for Pete Rose. I would certainly start by gambling on your own games.
Yeah, but Pete Rose is an idiot. He bet on himself. I'll bet against myself. Easier to win. You see what I'm saying? Because I could for sure lose. Hard to win.
Write that down. That's really good.
Write that down. Well, if you've been watching, there's like baseball. There's a team in Savannah. It's a minor league team called the Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah,
and
we've been to their games.
These dudes. They're doing like Harlem Globetrotter type baseball. Their games are sold out, even though it's a minor league stadium. So we're talking thousands, not tens of thousands, sold out. And they up there in the mound twerking, doing backflips, doing behind the back passes to first base and all of this crazy stuff. Even the umpires are twerking. Like, who don't want to see that? You know what I'm saying? Tom is right up your alley. So that might be a place to start before we actually send Tom to maybe the Tampa Bay Rays.
We have the professor from Savannah Bananas come in here, young professor, and he and they're going to start doing Major League Baseball stadiums. I know they already have.
Well, they added teams. Yeah. Like now they're. I mean, Vince, they're kind of hedging their bets. They're adding extra teams and they're growing. They just sold out Raymond James.
So real quick, Vince, I got a question for you and Daniel because you know baseball. So
well, Vince knows baseball. I enjoy baseball.
Recently, Crystal brought this up and it got in her algorithm. She's like, "Did you see the story of the Major League Baseball player, his last at bat?" And he didn't know this, but they brought his kids into the announcer booth, and his kids announced him for his last bat of his career, right? And and then he got up at bat and he hit a home run.
Is it Stephen Voigt?
Yeah, Stephen Voigt from the Oakland A's.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
Oh, it was a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, this is from 2020.
It's social media. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cleveland Guardians. So that's not fresh news, but
we don't like fresh news. We like really old marinated news.
But my question has nothing to really do with the actual story. My question is because when I hear this story or when I heard this, I thought about it and I was like, what's the chances he hits a home run and I'm like, did the pitcher pitch him an easy one? And because baseball games, there's so many of them, that it feels
they matter
like
less. They do matter less.
that for someone's career, for a special moment, that there may be some sort of agreement of like, we're going to pitch this guy an easy one. He hits home run. It'll be good story for advertising. It doesn't like it would never happen in NFL because there's so little games that no one's ever going.
Hold on, they let people. They go like, make sure you get it to Mike Evans so he breaks the record.
Mike Evans for that.
That's the
money.
same crap.
Yeah, but the defender's not letting him catch it, so
No,
he breaks the record.
but
You know,
they are-
like,
but
That's
they
literally
are-
what happened.
But they are breaking their whether it's the best play at the time. They don't care. They're like, we'll get it to you.
it's true. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
But is
similar, I would say.
But if the pitcher pitches them an easy one, that's literally the other team helping or making it a percentage
would you
higher.
do it? I think you would do it.
Well,
All right,
It's me and Maisie's. Maisie's calling my last bat. I'm up there. You're the pitcher. You throw me a can of corn so I can just bang it on out of here, or do you really try to get me out in front of my daughter?
in a professional game, it's always trying your hardest.
Yeah, but I didn't ask
So
you that. I asked if you.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. That's a good friend. He would let me
because
do
I'm
it.
never gonna be.
Yeah,
unless,
I would throw you a softball too.
unless it's accepted within the baseball culture, and that's my question, Vince. Is this a thing that happens within baseball because they can afford to give up a home run because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter?
Well, first of all, I get this sneaky suspicion that this bit is a bust when you realize that it was 2 years old. But we're gonna go ahead and make this.
Yeah,
we're gonna go
going
ahead
to
and make this work anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute, that's not news.
No, we're
Well,
going.
anyway, let's salvage this. And the fact of the matter is, Tom, that does happen in the majors.
Okay.
We were talking beforehand, and I think I mentioned before. There's a player right now in the major leagues called Shohei Ohtani, who is arguably the best baseball player, some may say, of all time.
Yeah.
Like, the dude hit 51 home runs last year, 59 stolen bases. He started this thing called the 50-50 Club. Nobody's done it in Major League ever before. Hit 50 home runs and stole 50 bases. He was one stolen base away from 60, which made him a 50-60 stuff. Why am I bringing this up?
The stolen base
Because-
thing is crazy too because he's huge. That's I don't
Yeah,
get
he's
it.
like
It's-
6'4".
Yeah,
like
it's usually little
250.
guys. The stolen bases
run
are
fast,
usually
yeah.
me. You know, it's not like the big giant, and he steals them all.
He takes them all. And he won a walk-off last night, as we were talking about with Dan. But let me just bring this up real quick. Last year, he was, before the 50-50 thing was even in the picture, he was trying to get the 40-40. And the 40-40 game where he was hoping to hit his 40th home run happened at Lone Depot Park in Miami. And the home run that he hit for 40 home runs was hit off of a position player named Vidal Brujan, who plays outfield. But because it was so ceremonious, because it was such a big deal, because he had already hit a home run that game, and I was 6 for 6 this game, they just floated the ball and let him hit it out. Now, some people say that puts an asterisk on his 40-40, but he went on to hit another 11 for the rest of the year, so it doesn't really matter. So this does happen from time to time. And unfortunately, it does, I believe, sometimes put a little asterisk on some of those accomplishments. But as far as it goes for your boy, Stephen Vogt, who now is the manager of the Cleveland Guardians, and they did get to the playoffs last year, even though Emmanuel Clase got smacked by Aaron Judge in the playoffs. I think that it does work when the moment is right. So kudos to, his daughter and all that, even though it was a couple years ago.
You're big on this, Tom. Can't you put this in the folder of spirit of the game?
Yeah.
It's because, look, we know this game is
It's
already
good-
decided. It's already
good marketing.
Spirit of the game. Let's have fun with baseball and.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. God,
I wish the NFL would do that. I hate it when
they can't because all the games matter too much. There's so many games of baseball, it dilutes the value.
I mean, when they score a touchdown, you'll see some guy do one gesture, and then you're like, "What just happened?" And then there's something happening, or there's something bad. It's like just ease up just a touch, just to keep the rules in place. Just have some.
Well,
fun.
are you like Tom? You don't think that there are instances in which Dan just sits back and lets you shine?
No, I never.
And
do
let you
that.
have
I'll
it?
never do that.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? I should hang up on you right now.
Yeah. our main goal is to sabotage one another.
And that's why it works.
Yeah.
And that's why it works. That's why it keeps it going. There's never, we
love it.
never
I love
lack
it.
a thirst of attacking each
So,
other.
Vince, let's get to some nerd news.
Please.
Because I want to ask you about Thunderbolts because I never even heard about this.
Is that
before.
got a big fat Stranger Things guy and he's a Russian?
Yeah. The Red Guardian.
Yeah. The guy
he was I think oh man, it starts with an H. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was the cop in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The
The
Red
police
Guardian.
chief.
He was in Black Widow.
He cheated on his wife, or cheated on Lily Allen on that high-end call girl website. You see that?
Oh, in real life.
Yeah. She went on there. Lily Allen went on there as a girl. And snooped and found that he's on there. Oh, he's just going crazy. He's just running ruckshot on there, dude. He's going crazy. And she's like, oh, my God, that's Lily Allen. I bet Lily Allen is a mean old bitch. She'll key your Tesla, I'll tell you that.
And let that be a public service announcement for public figures. Like, if you like that hot Instagram model's photo, we all see it. We all see it. And if we see you liked multiple, you're perving a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
We probably don't want to put that on blast. So let's like without the button.
Yeah. How is Thunderbolts? Does it hold up? Is it good? I thought the trailer looked pretty cool.
Well, we won't know yet. The thing that, just to kind of get a little into the weeds, the thing that we're a little concerned about is ensemble movies without the proper setup have not necessarily always been received well. Last time we saw this was with Eternals. Eternals came out, they didn't get set up. Like Avengers is a world building movie, so you don't just get an Avengers movie out the blue. You get an Avengers movie after Iron Man, after you get the a Captain America movie. Then they come together. With Thunderbolts, yeah, they introduced Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie, but he didn't really have a huge part. We are interested in Yelena, who is Black Widow's sister. She's extremely talented. I mean, we like her. And we did get Taskmaster also in one of those movies. But this team, I don't know, man. It's just like throwing a bunch of folks in a movie at once. You try to do too much in a small period of time. And in the realm of streaming, where we got Disney and we got Hulu, where you can flesh characters out like they're doing with Daredevil, Born Again, which is out right now. Like, it's hard to really sit and watch a 2-hour movie where they're trying to give you 6 or 7 characters worth of content, and they end up missing the mark on all of them. So I'm hoping it does well. I read the Thunderbolt comics, so I'm looking forward to seeing if Baron Zemo comes into it. I'm looking forward to seeing if we do get more Red Hulk, because Red Hulk, General Ross is over the Thunderbolts until Bucky takes over. So I'm geeked about it, but at the same time, movie ensembles with multiple casts sometimes in the world of Marvel get bad receptions when they're not set up properly. So
Gotcha.
I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm trying to get us to get an opening screening for that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
So let's talk Mortal Kombat because
Yes,
we all grew up with Mortal Kombat.
I still listen to the song at least once a week. The
Mortal Kombat. Boy, straight for EDC, man. Make
Right?
sure you check those pills.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's a good song, dude.
Finish him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tom. He participated.
so-
Only because you're here, Vince.
So they want to do another Mortal Kombat movie. The first one I vaguely remember,
Yeah.
but it didn't really move the
It-
needle
it
at all.
didn't,
Yeah,
it
it was kind of
didn't-
like a nothing, right?
Yeah, it's weird because we remember the soundtrack, right? We remember the
Yeah.
but we don't remember the plot. We remember Liu Kang had long, luscious hair. We remember Sonya Blade doing an upside down thing where the bra was struggling to stay together. I was told that. I didn't notice that at first, so don't call me pervy. And so there's a lot. But Mortal Kombat has come a long way. They did have those original series where we got Christopher Lambert, who was known for Highlander, as Raiden, but then they tried to reboot it in the second one back before 2000. Now they have another series, which I loved the first one. I won't say I loved it, but I like that they're trying to make it real. They made Scorpion. Man, I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, but old boy from Shogun was Scorpion, Kuai Liang, and that he's a really good actor, and so that definitely ups the ante. But now they got Carl Urban, who we know from The Boys, who's Butcher, all right?
Okay.
Who we know from Chronicles of Riddick, who we know from Lord of the Rings. He's playing Johnny Cage this time around. So we're hoping that this brings a little bit more a spunk, let's say, to the theatrical version. But I'm on record, and I posted this on our New Blurred Order Instagram page. There's a reel that just was dropped this morning that basically talks about how I think that Mortal Kombat would be better served with the series. I think 10 episodes, give us more Raiden, give us more Johnny Cage. Give me more Liu Kang. Give me more Cyrax. Shoot, let me see some more Jackson, Sonya Blade. I don't care. Give me Sub-Zero, but let's have more fleshed out time instead of just trying to squeeze all of this stuff in a tournament that's over within 2.5 hours.
You are nailing it. Man, I'm so glad to hear you say this, because what I was always fascinated with as a kid, and you tell me if this resonates with you, when you would be playing Mortal Kombat and on the screen, occasionally it would flip to a scene that would describe what the character was doing, right? Or their backstory.
Right.
This was probably my first introduction as a young man to, quote, backstory, or let's flesh out a character development, Dan, as a young writer or whatever, right? I would love to see small episodes, 45 minutes, of each person that's at the tournament. Make the tournament the destination. I love the journey to the tournament. Some people are coming from South America. Some people are coming from Peru. Like, some people are coming from Africa. Some people are coming from Europe. Yeah, some people are aliens. Some people are dead. Like, give me all the little stories of them, and then connect them at the end and tell a big battle at the end or something. I would love a good, detailed Mortal Kombat backstory.
Perfect example. Listen to this. Just listen to one of these backstories. Baraka, do you know Baraka, the dude with the funny teeth? His teeth, they look like
the Street Fighter dude.
Nails.
Yeah.
And he's got like Wolverine type like claws that come out of his arm.
No, the guy that looks like a vampire.
Yeah, his whole face is really messed up. His teeth go like this, you know what I'm saying? And so this dude was a human. He was fine before. He has this disease called Tarkat. There's a whole village of folks that are impacted by this disease, Tarkat, and that's what makes him. And he eats people and drinks blood. That's what happens with him. Wow. So one of the queens, like Queen Shiva, and her sister and her kids, Melina and Katana. Melina gets infected by the disease, so she gets Tarkat. That's why at the end of the games, when Melina does her fatality, she reveals on her face that she's just like Baraka. They haven't gone into the theatrical versions. They
hold on a second. That's why she takes her mask off. I didn't even. You just that's a spoiler alert. I didn't even know that.
Right? Yeah, she takes off the mask and she's.
And she's the same.
Don't take this the wrong way, but she sucks you in and she spits you out.
Yeah. And she's like just like him. Okay.
And spits out the bones. All right. And so I would like to see some of that. Raiden is a thunder god, but they made him into Liu Kang. The fact that Jax gets his arms ripped off in the first one and doesn't even make any noise when it happens. Like, could you imagine I ripped off your arms? You're like, oh, did you just rip off my arms? I didn't like that. But let's go more into it. Like, I just think that they, by trying to make it a movie, are taking away the opportunity to make folks really more invested into each individual character that you see on that character block screen whenever you go to play player one versus player two. So mistake, happy to see it, but let's do a little more.
There's more story there, and I feel like now maybe because of TikTok, Instagram, Reels, attention spans, we don't get the stories. Yeah. Maybe everybody kind of feels like, well, we got to give them something fast and a lot. Give them a full story in an hour and 20 minutes.
So what about Goro? Because everybody else, like
First of all, he's bisexual. Or he's bi-curious. He's bi-curious.
Yeah, but he's got 4 arms. So is this a alien? Is this some sort of experiment where they sewed 2 extra arms?
I don't think he's an alien. I think if I had to guess, I would imagine that he is an ancient god being.
Okay.
Right. So you're thinking he's from like the island of Dr. Maru type thing, like one of the like human centipede, he's parts of others.
Yeah.
But he's from a place called Outworld, right, where a lot of these folks are from. Like Outworld is basically not, you could call them aliens, but it's like another realm. It's like another, like you go through a portal and it's just another realm. So we don't even know if it's in the same universe. So there's folks like him, Goro. There's Motaro, who's basically like a centaur. He's half man, half goat.
I like a girl Goro.
Yeah, well, they had that. There's a girl version of Goro.
There's a girl arms. Goro. Oh, you know what? You know what? Downstairs, she got 4 vaginas.
Yeah. That's Goro.
How do you? Hold on. I
wonder if that's the only thing he's got 4. Yeah.
I'm sorry. We gotta go because the first time I have to hug Tom because he said that's Horo and that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And I gotta hug him now. That's what we do.
That's cool. But that's what's going on in that world, man. Did y'all play Mortal Kombat growing up? Were you good?
I used to have to drive up to the 7-Eleven on God, that would have been I don't know what road that is in DeLand. It was the main stretch. That 7-Eleven is now the Porky's Barbecue in DeLand that wasn't associated with the other Porky's. On Woodland. Yeah, thank you. On Woodland. Yeah.
I'd go to the 7-Eleven on Sunset and Galloway in Miami.
That does sound cooler.
With Porno Joe and
That sounds cooler.
Porno Joe?
Yeah.
Well, he was my elementary school friend growing up.
Used to sell him pictures of boobs and stuff.
Yeah. Just saw him last weekend. Still the same.
Always has a picture of a naked woman in his pocket.
So
this is
well, real quick, my problem with Mortal Kombat when I was a kid is I was too lazy to look up the finishing combination.
So you just let them wiggle and fall.
And
then they just fall over and you're like, good enough.
But just like today, like, okay, this is how young Tom Van thought. I would never get myself a Game Genie magazine or whatever to look up the actual finishing moves to memorize the combination. But every time I won and it would say finish him and the guy was waving around, I would think, oh, I'm just going to randomly guess the finishing move. And then I would just go crazy with it and just my character would just be bouncing up and down, doing whatever. And then the other guy would just fall down. I wouldn't even hit him. And then I'd just do the same thing every time. I would never actually look it up so I could actually do the finishing combination. And then I'd see other kids do it. I'm like, wow, how'd you do that? And they're like, oh, it's up, down, A, B, and then
swoop
I'm like,
to the right.
And then I think, I got to remember that.
Tom's going to make a great baseball manager. But let's just push some buttons and hope that we score some runs. Like, nah, man, of course you got to get the Game Pro, the Nintendo Power. You got to go print. I printed out. I typed up and printed out all of the fatalities. I was an addict. I was a 14-year-old Mortal Kombat addict. I rode my bicycle from Lake Mary Longwood area all the way to 436 where there was a service merchandise and there was a fun machine next to that service merchandise.
I know.
I would save up all of my quarters. I remember spending $40, which was a lot of money to somebody that was my age back then.
That's a ton.
$40 in quarters in one day. Sitting there trying to learn how to do Scorpion and Reptile's finishing moves at the fun machine. We would put our quarters up on the machine. We would go next, and that was what my life was based on. Marvel superheroes, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I was always in these tournaments, and that was basically my adolescence. And those are the things I did that I didn't tell my football team because I wanted them to think I was cool.
Exactly. What was the guy you played with the most? You guys.
I personally still use Scorpion, but back then I used Raiden a lot as well.
Scorpion was my guy. I don't know why I gravitated to Scorpion throwing that rope, with the spike in it. Yeah, and that was the one. And what I did, and this is kind of lame, but going along with what you're saying, I wanted to know some of the stuff. So I just memorized. The only one I learned was Scorpion. That's the only one I knew. So I just learned one, and then I was like, well, at least I know one, and I know all of his moves. Like I know how to throw the spear, and then at the end I know how to do the fatality. So at least I'm not a chump.
Does it make me weird that I still remember all of those words?
No.
Like I remember back, forward, low punch, hold block, up, high punch for the fatality.
I think that's cool that you know that.
I think that makes me very weird. I'm so freaking weird. Man.
Well, everything is so also though, there's a weird thing. Like when you're describing this game, it takes me back to my Sega Genesis days.
Oh, yes.
When I'd be playing it on my Sega Genesis, and there were different codes you could put in to get different things or to unlock different things, but there was no internet. So it really did feel like you were discovering like a real treasure, if your friend came over and said like, hey, my cousin in Wisconsin, he's had this game longer because his dad owns a Babbage's. I'm like, what? And he'd be like, he gave me the code. He called me last night and I wrote down the code for Raiden and it's BBA and then up. And then we try it and it would do it. We would start flipping around. Like we'd fall off the bed. We'd scream. My mom comes. She opens the doors. Everything okay? We like, Mom. The cousin's dad owns a Babbage's. They've had the game for weeks. They got the code for Scorpion to do the fatality. Okay. She shut the door. We're losing our minds. And now you can figure out anything. If I have a problem with a game, I can go to the internet and be like, just type in cave. I can type in video game avowed cave lost, and it'll be like, oh, turn to the right. There's the treasure box.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's
stupid.
It made information more valuable.
It did.
Because
True.
When you found it, information is not valuable at all anymore. It is in the palm of our hand. Any question can be answered about anything. You know how insane that sounds to someone in the 1990s? we were like, hey, at one time you would carry around a little handheld device that could answer any question in the world, anything you could possibly think of. You're like, impossible. That's sci-fi, fiction.
But I don't look it up. Yeah. So am I a real old timer, Vince? Because I just beat the game Avowed. I'll throw it in there. That's nerd. And I just started playing Assassin's Creed because I'm dealing with this hip replacement, so I got a lot of sitting time, right? So, but I won't look it up. I won't.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll get to a point, and I was doing this one thing, and I couldn't beat this guy, and he kept sending waves of skeletons at me, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to figure this out. And I resist. I have to resist the urge to go type in the level where I'm at because it will literally load a map of how to do it. Like, here's exactly how to do it. Here's the weapon you need. Here's the path to do it. Here's the way to cheat to do it. If you want to be a low level character and just shoot arrows at them, here's how to do it. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, they literally give you the blueprint. Like back when we used to go play Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, Killer Instinct. Like if you had that book, you walked in with that book, they knew you wasn't to mess with. You know what I'm saying? But now you got the YouTubes, right? So you can go on Twitch and watch a walkthrough. And I flat out refuse, bro. Yeah. I refuse. Like, it takes away your talent level. If you are using Cliff Notes to beat God of War, are you really the God of War? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
you touched on something.
You need help.
You got the chat room. You got a lot of people in our chat room. You got them when you started talking about hand copying codes from magazines at the library or printing them out at the library.
Bro, like that's what we used to do. I was the one too. I had the subscription to Game Pro because I needed to know down, forward, low kick was going to give me that finishing move. I needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Look, every time God of War comes out, which they are about to drop another God of War, and there's coming out with the live action series, which I'm really curious who they're going to hire to actually play Kratos.
Yeah.
But whenever I play God of War, I get stuck. It'll be a Valkyrie, it'll be something. I always get stuck on something stupid. Oh, I have to move the ice over here, then run over here, then hit with a chain. And when it happens, I'll be like, all right, you know what? I'm done. I'm not playing. I can't go to YouTube because I feel like such a pussy for going to YouTube and trying to look up how to do this. When I bought this with my own money, I'm a grown man, bro. I don't need nobody to tell me how to freaking beat this. You know what I'm saying? So it messes me up. I'm also playing Monkey. What's this one? Dark Monkey something. I played something. I don't use walkthroughs. So big up to you, Dan, because it shows that you a real man.
Well, I mean, I want to get my $80 out, right? It's $80. If I start looking it up, I'm gonna finish this thing in a Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you what the Van family has done with Luigi's Mansion.
I knew you were looking up something.
My sons are like, this is too hard to get this. So then I went on the internet and I walked on like go to library number 2, grab the book, vacuum 2 ghosts. So I walked them everything, went line to line, and then walked.
Stop. Move to the door. Open it. Press A. Press B 3 times.
And then we spent one afternoon beating Luigi Mansion just by me telling them every single step.
Executing tasks.
Yeah.
It's like, not fun at all when you're just executing tasks.
Yo, Tommy, at least tell me you used to do the jump for the duck on Mario Brothers, like to get the 100 extra men, like before you jump on the flag. Come on, at least you had that, right?
I'll tell you what. In Megatron, original Nintendo, we realized that if the second controller is plugged in and just holds
Mega Man, you remember?
Or Mega Man, sorry, Mega Man, and holds B and down, that it causes some sort of glitch in the game. You cannot die. So even if you fall down, like a shaft, then the music will stop, but you could jump out and then finish the level and never die. And then me and Porno Joe beat the game. That way it was just like, and we just figured it out. One day, we just were like, one person was holding a controller. We're like, wait a minute, I didn't die. Like, no one told, there was no internet. There's no magazine.
I have a great one to end on with that. It came up on my algorithm last week. And Vince, you may already know this. I did not know this, and I felt really stupid. Somebody put up a meme, and it had the instructions for Duck Hunt, and it showed you that you're shooting at the duck, right, in Duck Hunt. The other controller that's plugged in actually controlled the duck.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I didn't know that. Nobody told
I knew
me
that.
that it controlled the duck. I figured you'd know that because you're a blurred. I figured, man, I figured you've done your thank you for your service. I know you know this. Me, I'm like, wait a minute, it controlled the duck? And then there were people that were, just like you're saying, that were like, yeah, I figured that out. And I would play with my sister. To this day, she doesn't know that I was doing it. Like people would
Okay, listen real quick, Vince. Do you know anything about the Switch 2 that's coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Not enough. I don't know enough. So I don't want to.
I know it's going to be expensive. I know that they dropped yesterday. It's like $500, and then you had to put in your email yesterday, and then I guess on May 9th or so, they're supposed to give you the ability to purchase it, and then I believe it's released June 6th.
Because we are a Mario Kart family. I've been playing Mario Kart with my boys for a while now, and for a while I was beating them every time. Now Max got really good at it. But anyway, so
it's inevitable.
The new Mario Kart, I was like, are they going to be offering it to the old Switch?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like they will, just because they want the downloads, because so many people have the old Switch, like limiting it to only new Switch. Although it does get people to buy the new hardware.
Let me ask real quick and see.
It seems like it would be downloadable.
Unfortunately, it does say, no, it's exclusive for Nintendo Switch 2. You were right about that.
Okay.
You used this morning, he was talking about it, and you were using you're a little more business savvy, and you were using your business brain, and you're like, yeah, they'll make it exclusive to the new one. Of course they will.
But they'll probably release it down the line, maybe for like a dulled version for the first Switch.
I don't know.
There's so many people have the first Switch. It's like, it's like huge market for a new add-on if you bought it on like Nintendo Store or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Them old Switches about to be used as roll-up trays though for the next couple of years.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, there's so many of them out there too, because like they released the Switch, then they released like one different version of it, then they released the OLED one.
I always do that.
That's the one we gave away for BDM appreciation.
Oh, cool. Real quick though, Tommy, who's your go-to on Mario Kart?
Ooh, that's a great question, Vince.
Mr. Wiggles.
Oh, it's too big. It's too big.
And it's just for the bully. It was to bully my sons, because when Mr. Wiggles beats you,
oh, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
That's true. That's like having Ned Flanders F your wife.
And then I'd scream, "The Wiggler's coming to get you."
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then,
the Wiggler.
Yeah.
Who do your kids use? Are they fast? Are they Peach? Toad-esque? Or are they like the Bowsers and the?
Maisie my daughter likes Rosalia. Is that her name?
Okay, the Peach.
Yeah, the blue princess.
Max would usually choose like the Silver Mario.
I'm Silver Mario.
Yeah, because he likes how the way they look.
Yeah, I'm Silver Mario.
Or then the Wii character where you get to make a Wii character yourself.
Make your own character? Yeah.
I wonder if that's an emotional person.
I'm a big Toad fan.
Sometimes I'm
Toad.
Toad.
Around a lot, but I can't be. I'm so fast. That pew, I hit it right at the. As soon as that's that first light, boom, then hold the button, boom, then you get that pew. You get that.
Oh
boost
yeah, the boost.
Yeah.
I'm I use Toad in Mario Golf, and I'll just say I'm straight deadly. I'm deadly.
I'm glad you used Toad. Because
I know what I am. I know what I am. Yeah.
I like my characters to be psychedelics.
I was using a me, but then Toad looks more like me, so I just use that.
A fresh, clean shaven you.
Yeah.
Vince, we'll end with this. I'm curious. Young Vince Taylor, let's say you're playing a game, you get to pick your character. Would you, like, let's say you're playing with a white nerd, and then would you gravitate towards the black character just because you're like,
question.
I should pick the black character?
That's a very good question. So to bring it back full circle, there was some inherent pressure. I don't want to say pressure, but desire to learn all of Jax's moves, right? Or DJ in Street Fighter's moves, right? Or maybe before DJ came along, we claimed Saget. It was like, well, he's brown, you know what I'm saying?
He's ours.
I don't know exactly where he's from, but probably somewhere in North Africa. So we claiming this dude, right?
It does sound like an African name. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saget X. Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. So yeah, but I wasn't doing it like a Larry Bird, Michael Jordan type it wasn't like, all right, well, you're going to pick Johnny Cage. Well, I got to get Jax because Black Lives Matter type thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that.
Vince,
it was just like.
There's a big story as of today, and I forgot to even mention this to Tom or put it on the list to mention to you, but it's a great tie-in. As of like last week, they made massive inroads using AI and new algorithms for black characters in games' hair. It's the hardest thing to animate. They can't do it. And it always, okay, I'm going to tell you something and you're going to see what I mean if you're a gamer. The hair for black people in all games, and it's lame, is braids, swoop to the side. Every game, braids, swoop to the side. You want to be a black guy? You got long braids, swoop to the side. You want to be a black girl? Braids, swoop to the side. They give you no other haircuts. None.
Yeah.
And now they have an algorithm where they can make real, like kinky curly, they can make the real spiral, and it can spiral like real black people's hair.
Yeah, they call it 4C hair.
Yeah, 4C. Yeah. Are you read? Did you read it?
Nah. Yeah, I read some of the article, but there was a stint before we go where they were, since Michael B. Jordan came out in Black Panther with the Killmonger haircut that was like this, where had his hair like flowing like this.
Yeah.
Like they was doing this with a lot of black dudes. Like they was giving them all of a sudden. We saw Miles Morales in Spider-Man 2 popped up with the Killmonger. You know what I'm saying? We see folks in like Final Fantasy with the Killmonger. And it was like, okay, guys, he's not Justin Bieber. He's Killmonger. Like give him more afro. But now, yes, they finally discovered that all of that hair, each one of those little bits of hair, they all little curls instead of like being straight. So they finally figured out it only took artificial intelligence to give them the capability.
Yeah, it's honestly never been done before, and they had to use AI to do it. It's kind of funny. It is. It's sad.
It doesn't seem that hard, though, right?
It doesn't. You can make the water from Moana, but you can't make a black guy's afro. Are you serious? You can make the grandma in Moana turn into what'd she turn into? Like a manta ray and swoop into the stars. You can do that, but you can't make Vince Taylor's hair. I think you can.
We literally are sending people to the edge of space just as a tourist type of trip, but we can't figure out how to draw some curls on Natalie Jackson's head.
Yeah, like you can't give Will Smith, like in an animated video game, his real hair. Okay, that's fair. I accept it.
Jazzy just has to look like Oshani with his hair.
Have you heard his record too? Have you heard his new album?
The Will Smith thing?
Yeah.
I've been involuntarily exposed to it on Instagram. Yeah, it's been showing up in my algorithm.
Any thoughts? Any initial thoughts?
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I mean, he's the straight.
I like the skit one he did where he's like pretending to be all the different people in the barbershop, like complaining about Will Smith. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I do think that he is also showing how much it impacted him, that slap, because a lot of the rap he's talking about. Oh, that other thing, like if you listen to his lyrics, he's often referencing what happened with Chris Rock. So I feel like this is him trying to resurge and put that behind him. He's clearly apologetic, but he don't want it to define him. But he still got to think 6 more years before he can go back to the Grammys.
Yeah, he got a while.
I think that slap cost him over $50 million. Like in movies and
way
other,
more than that.
Like it could
50
be.
Doesn't even sound right to me.
It could be $100 million slap for his career, because Will Smith could have done 5 more blockbusters if he was.
Man, to me,
because he
at his time, was there anybody bigger? I don't think so.
And
we're talking Will Smith a couple years ago. We're not talking Will Smith, Jazzy, Fresh Prince. I mean, he had just done like Emancipation, and a couple other things. So I mean, I don't know if he was necessarily going to take off if he didn't slap Chris Rock, but at the same time, I think it did more for Chris Rock. I think it revived him a little bit. He had that special that came out where he get to talk all about that, but. Nah, man, I like rapping Will Smith. I want to see Parents Just Don't Understand the remix. I want Go Ahead Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble with Jazzy Jeff. Bring back fun rap, fun hip hop. No twerk, no guns.
Yeah,
no, I'm killing this dude. Just, I'm a 45, 48, 50-year-old man who's trying to struggle keeping his weight, trying to maintain his relevancy. I got bills, I've got issues, I got high blood pressure, and I'm putting out a record.
I like that.
But he's too crazy, though. Yeah. And we all know he's like, oh, you're crazy. Oh, so, Vince, are you going to be performing anywhere? And, of course, the new Blurred Order podcast. You can find it anywhere podcasts are heard.
Thanks, Tom. Well, I will be at the Orlando Funny Bone tonight. If you're, if this is aired, I don't know if we're live. I don't know what's going on. But if you're in April 3rd at 7 p.m., I'll be at the Orlando Funny Bone, formerly known as the Orlando Improv. And I'm there with some people y'all might know, like Miguel Colon.
Hey.
And also Catherine and some other folks that are on this show.
Nice.
I do have my podcast, of course, every Saturday, The New Blurred Order, but we have our YouTube channel, so check it out. We're posting clips and stuff. And I also started a recent little podcast called Batter Up. It's just me following the Cardinals, talk a little bit about baseball. I don't talk about it a lot, so I figured I'd, create myself a safe space.
I love that,
so
man.
That's the real Vince Taylor on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm right now averaging about 12 views a video, so.
Hey, that's all right, man. That's 12 more than we got. I'll tell you that. So, hey, good luck with it.
But it's good doing something you like talking about. If anything else other than just it gives you reps and it's enjoyable because you like it.
Yeah, just killing time before you die.
Yeah. Talk about what you want to talk about is really helpful for mental
your brain,
health.
100%, man. Well, hey, love to you and yours. Stay safe, and thanks for doing this, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, Tom. We'll see you, head coach, manager.
Yeah, Manager Tom. We'll see you, buddy.
We'll take care, brother.
Later, man. Be good. That is Vince Taylor live from the Vince Taylor studio.
All right, we will see you on Monday.
Perfect. All right.
Went a little long, but
there. No, it's fine. It's fine. The buttons for hanging up are all different, but we did it. All right. Is it lunchtime?
Yep, lunch, and then we'll come back. We'll try to do a live call if anybody calls.
I want you guys to come in and be serious with you for saying we need you to call. I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm doing it now. I need somebody. I need 2 people that's promised me they'll call.
Yeah, just call us up and just shoot the shit.
I'll give you $1, a crisp dollar like Nielsen does.